all Halloween stuff. We are joined by Alice Cura from Kitchen Explorers and Savory Sweet Life. We have Caroline Urdaneta, who does the Crafts for Kids series and also writes Salsa Pie. And then we also have Misty Tamino, who does the parties for PBS parents, and Juneberry Lane. So thank you guys so much for joining. I am Jennifer Cooper. I write the blog Classic Play, and my series on PBS Parents is Adventures in Learning. So I'm really excited about this. I think we all are really excited to be here today talking to you guys about Halloween stuff. So you can ask us any questions. Use the hashtag HalloweenPBS, and then we will get them and see how many of those we can answer. Something fun that we're doing is Curious George has the Boo Fest. We have 2 copies of Curious George Boo Fest DVD, and we'll randomly select 2 of you guys who participate today, either submitting questions or comments, to win that. So you will get a chance to own it. And it also airs on PBS Kids Monday, October 28th, and then again on Halloween. So let's start with food. Alice,
yes.
Tell us about Halloween at your house.
Well, Halloween is kind of interesting because we live in the Pacific Northwest, so typically Halloween's pretty cold. What our tradition lately has been getting together with other families and making it not so much a party per se, but sharing a meal, getting dressed up together, and then going trick-or-treating door to door. And it's kind of funny because, you know, with all these wonderful, cute Halloween outfits out there, everyone's bundled up in winter coats. But it's pretty fun. The food that we typically have at these parties is something warm and hot chocolate or apple cider because, you know, you're going to be going out for maybe an hour or shorter or slightly longer depending on the ages of your kids. So you want to be prepared to just make sure that they're well nourished. Chili is great. We have some great chili recipes on Kitchen Explorers, soup, but something that's going to sustain them. And also, I highly recommend something that will help kind of balance out the sugar effect that will happen later on in the evening if your children do eat Halloween candy, which most kids do. And I would highly recommend something that is very fibrous and a lot of protein. That way they have the energy they need, but also it will combat some of that sugar spike that you'll get with insulin from some candy.
So it'll help them avoid some of those grumpy moments afterwards, like the sugar crash?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have that in our house. But, you know, we do have a tradition where I will pick out my favorite candy, and I call that the tax, the Halloween tax. So, you know, I have my own little sugar rush late at night after everybody goes to bed, preferably chocolate with nuts. So.
Yeah, my son has a nut allergy, so I have to go through all their stuff. And of course, nuts are my favorite, like the Almond Joys.
Right.
I'm smart to Reese's Pieces. I'm like, those are mama's. You know?
Yeah. Reese's are mine. I'm like, you know, and my daughter has a peanut allergy, so yeah, I that's my excuse.
Right. I'm like, I'm saving everybody.
Exactly.
I'm only helping them. Alice, first of all, I want to say thank you. I know you're struggling with a bit of a cold sinus.
Nope, glad to be here.
'Tis the season. Let me know. Give me. I'd love to have some ideas for simple Halloween treats. Do you have any like that I could make easily?
Yeah. So one of the things that is very popular on Kitchen Explorer site right now are chocolate-covered ghost pretzels. If you go to the Kitchen Explorer sites, all you do is take those nice honey wheat pretzels that you can buy at Trader Joe's or your supermarket, or you can buy the long sticks. And all you do is you buy candy coating, white candy coating, and you just dip the ends in and let them dry, and that's the ghost part of the pretzel. And to decorate the faces, there are these awesome edible cake pens that you can color like a permanent marker onto cookies or cakes. The only thing that you have to be very careful about is sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get the ink to adhere to the waxy chocolate coating. Otherwise, you can melt dark chocolate chips or you can buy black candy coating, which I will show you for this other craft that we did. So that's any age, preschool on up. The ghost pretzels are awesome because you get that salt and savory kind of hit. And then these little guys, the recipe is not on Kitchen Explorers yet, but they will
awesome.
be. These are our Franken Pops.
I love it.
And these are suited for kids probably elementary age and above. And all they are is, I'll just put one up here so you can see, are marshmallows that we kind of went with Angie Dudley's Bakerella's Cake Pops kind of theme. Instead of having to roll cake balls up, we did it with marshmallows. You dip the marshmallows in green candy coating. And fortunately, Michael's Crafts or other craft stores carries a variety of colors for these marshmallow pops. You dip them in the green, and then as soon as they dry, you dip the tops into the purple candy coating. And with a toothpick, you just make the little hair as much as you want. And you'll see a great video on this tomorrow. For the eyes, we used white chocolate coating and dotted them with black chocolate coating, and then we made a little scribbly mouth, and we made some scary ones, some happy ones, and you'll see that all tomorrow. A nice step-by-step video tutorial and a picture tutorial that I'm very excited to share with you on Kitchen Explorers tomorrow. And it literally takes like a couple minutes to make. So those are the kind of crafts that you want. Super easy, and kids feel very accomplished. And not only that, it also sparks their creativity, and you'd be super surprised how amazing kids can be given the opportunity to create something with candy and marshmallows, and you know, they feel so awesome. And I'm all about, you know, feeding creativity, literally and figuratively.
Awesome. I can't wait to watch that episode. Those look great. In fact, I'm not the best cake decorator. It's actually kind of tragic. What I create, like, it looks like cake wrecks, like, all the time whenever I make something. But I think I might try those because I might be able to execute it. And even if it's Halloween, like, my monster just looks extra ghoulish or something, right?
Yes. Well, one last thing about these things. If you go to the craft store, you can also buy little cellophane wrappers and tie it with a string. So if you do have a Halloween party for your class party, for your child's school, if they do that, those make really awesome things. And the greatest thing about that is if your kid is old enough, you have them just do it themselves, and you're not involved, and then they can brag to everyone that they may be on their own.
Let me ask you, we talked about trick-or-treaters. What do you hand out for the trick-or-treaters? What do you guys, if my kids knock on your door, what are they getting?
I'll let somebody else go.
Are we doing that? Just whatever. I mean, I'm so busy with the 4 kids. Whatever candy I find at the drugstore. I'm not real crafty with the candy I hand out. I'm kind of a low-key kind of hand out candy. Really, honestly, by the time we get in from trick-or-treating with the kids, it's done. We really hardly have any trick-or-treaters. So,
right.
Yeah, a few bags of candy, nothing really special. Jen, you're great at Halloween. All your little cute mini things you do. You have some awesome. I want to hear about what you have to hand out, because I bet you have some pretty neat stuff.
Oh, the pressure's on.
Not really. Your mini cauldrons.
Yeah, those I don't hand out. I hand out. Those we're actually having a little Halloween party. My kids, I'm doing a little after-school writing club for them, and so one of our towards Halloween, we're doing ghost stories, and so I'm giving each kid. There's only 4 kids, so they're each getting a mini cauldron that I made with these little candy corns in them. But usually, having a kid with a nut allergy, I'm really sensitive to handing out candy, so I always choose something that's nut-free. And then for little kids, I usually do, we have a ton of trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood, so I can't go all out, but I do try to do little things of Play-Doh or tattoos or things like that. And the funny thing is it's all the older kids who go for the Play-Doh.
Yeah.
I haven't had this in so many years.
Play-Doh, awesome. Yeah, I could see that.
You're 14 years old. They love it. They love it. And so I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah. I always, when I hear you're so creative at Halloween, I'm like, I'm good with with the costumes, but with the candy, I haven't quite gotten real creative.
Halloween is my favorite holiday.
I know that.
You go a little nuts. Yeah. Misty, how about you? What do you hand out?
Well, my son is only 3 and my daughter is about to be 1 next week. So we live in a townhome and we don't really get to hand out candy because it's inside and the front door is locked. So we basically spend all of our time out just getting candy from people and don't really give anything.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
It's kind of us.
So. All right. Caroline, why don't you tell us a little bit? We saw the Kitchen Explorers episode that's tomorrow, right, Alice?
Yes, it's tomorrow.
So exciting. Okay, so Caroline, tell us what's coming up. I know that you have been doing a tremendous amount of costumes.
Yeah, so we have. For all of you out there who aren't familiar with the series, the Crafts for Kids series, we have about 16 videos up now, and they're everyday crafts for kids with really accessible materials. They're all very doable crafts because they've been designed with busy parents in mind, so you're not really going to have to make a bunch of trips to the craft store to buy supplies. That's kind of our hope. But towards this time of year, we know everybody has costumes on their mind, so we wanted to do a few PBS character-based costumes. So we've done 3, and there was one, there will be one next week too. And so far we've done Daniel Tiger. You can check out that video online. We did Wild Kratts. We did a bat, Wild Kratts power suit. And then today, just live today, brand new on the Crafts for Kids YouTube section, we have Super Y. I went blank. Super Y's up, and I was going to show. I don't know if you want me to do that now, Jen. Like show everybody.
So I know that you had something today that was an easy kind of costume idea, right?
Yeah, I have a couple things I wanted to show you because I'm really last minute with Halloween. I feel like the kids always change their mind, and and then also I kind of like their participation because my memory when I was little of Halloween, my favorite part was kind of coming up with my own outfit, and they're not quite there yet. My oldest is only 7, so they do have an idea of what they want to be, but they can't completely craft the outfit by themselves. So I do try to get as much participation as possible. So what I wanted to show you guys today were some components that you can kind of tweak to be anything. And first up, I've got monster claws. These are so easy to do, and they can be not just monster claws, but they can also be like dinosaur hands or bear claws. They can be anything like that. And you just need to pick up a pair of gloves like this, just these knit gloves. They're really inexpensive, and you can get them like in the dollar bin of a craft store, or just keep your eyes peeled because they're all around, and they're usually sold in like all different colors. And what you're going to do to make these monster claws, you're going to cut out little felt triangles. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that very well. And then cut out a felt triangle, and then for each fingertip, you're going to invert the fingertip. Like you have the fingertip, you're going to
so you're going to tuck it down in? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, tuck it down in and squeeze a little hot glue in there. And then you're going to go like that and squeeze it together. Just hold it for a few seconds.
That's smart.
And then,
smart.
Boom, there you go. Monster claws. So you can do any color. Like I just did a couple of different colors here to show you, But you could do green for a dinosaur or, anything really. And I mean, this doesn't have to be for the kids. You can wear it too. I mean, if you need, you know what I mean? Like
I do. There you go. How many of you guys actually ever get dressed up? Anybody? I see Alice is already dressed up over there.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
No.
That's great. I can't.
We do. We usually not too long ago. My son was Where the Wild Things Are, and we just made the little masks, so we kind of walked around with him. But then he was Max, and then we were the 2 scary monsters, and it worked out great. So
I love that. Yeah, I'm not so great at I guess because I'm so busy right now, like I feel that I'm just getting everybody ready. But definitely these kind of things are easy to. And I have a couple more things to show, and then and the other thing, these are robot hands.
Oh,
so all you're gonna do is cut out triangles. Rectangles. Jen, I needed to watch your shapes episode. Get it straight. No, you're gonna cut out rectangles and circles out of felt, and glue them onto gloves, robot hands. And then I have 2 more things. Do I have time for 2 more things, Jen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Also, just while you're getting those ready, let me just remind everybody, if you have a question for us, either about food, decor, you know, crafts, or anything, go ahead and tweet us and use the hashtag HalloweenPBS. So we're getting them there. In fact, we just, you know, Elle Keats says she's going to make the Frankenpops this year. So
Awesome.
Nice.
That's great. Yes, so no, the last thing, we did a Daniel Tiger. That was our first costume video. And these are just pom-pom ears. They can be anything. You know, you can use pink and make pig ears. You can make bear ears. I mean, these are so simple. And if you don't have the time to make the pom-poms, I show you on the video how to make the pom-poms to tie onto the headband. You can just buy the big, huge pom-poms from the craft store and hot glue them on. And you can either leave them like that, you know, and then you've got ears, or you can add some felt decoration to them like that. See,
so
like a baby tiger, baby pig, or, you know, the possibilities are endless. And then one other component for an outfit, because everybody wants to be a superhero, is, and this is up today on the Super Y video, I show you how to do this. You're going to get a ½ yard of felt. So you've got felt right here. It's a ½ yard. You go to the craft store and you just, you know, they have the bolts, or a fabric store, they have the bolts of felt, and you're just going to tell them you want a ½ yard. And you're going to take the ½ yard of felt, and you're either lengthwise or widthwise. I guess it'd be better widthwise. You're going to cut a strip down the side, and that's going to be your tie for the neck. And then you want to shorten the strip to about 12 inches. You're going to add Velcro, and then you're going to take your ½ yard and you're going to cut slits in the top of it all the way, and then you're going to thread that strip that you added Velcro to through the slits. See?
That is so smart. I have to say,
So
like,
clever.
I saw your bat costume, like where you had, like, you cut the slits in for the arm.
Yeah.
I was like mind blown. I can't tell you, I'm serious. Like, I spent so many hours because obviously I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
I don't either.
I like have no. I'm not that clever, and so like I've spent hours and hours trying to do it, and like had I just used felt and like so smart.
Do you know what? I
Thank you
saw
for
a
sharing.
version of those that were really, really fancy, and they were sewn like out of silk, and they were folded over the arms, and I thought, nobody has time for that. You know, I mean, well, not nobody, but, you know, I don't have time for that. So what I did was I just said, you know, I love to use felt for costumes. I think, like, that's such a good material. And it just holds the shape so well when you cut, you know, when you cut different shapes in it. So I just thought, you know, if you cut slits, all they have to do is slip their arms through. So there you go. And that's it. That's really all I have today for the costumes. I have one other decoration, and then I think you've heard enough from me, right? Like, it's okay. So everybody knows my favorite crafting material are cereal boxes. So you're going to take cereal boxes. These are really easy. These are little bats. The kids can make them.
Oh,
See?
clever.
Those are
Little
cute.
bats. And what you're going to do is you're going to take fold out a cereal box, paint it. You can glitter it if you want. Then afterwards, you're going to flip it over after the paint has dried and just draw the little shape of a bat. Your kids can probably do that too. And then add some Google eyes. And you can either like glue them together, you know, make like a garland, or poke holes and string them through some yarn. But what we do is we take we hot glue them to some branches and stick them in vases, and it's like a bat tree.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you could like put like little magnets on the back too, and like put them on the refrigerator.
that's a good
It's
idea.
a great idea. Yeah.
That would be cute.
Great idea.
So I know, like, when my kids were little, my kids are bigger now, but when they were little and they'd be in the kitchen with me, they would play with the magnets on the refrigerator all the time.
Yeah,
So that would
mine
be
do all the time.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
same.
adorable.
That's a great idea. I like that idea. Hadn't thought of that.
All right. So
So
again,
that's all I've got. That's all I've got, Jen.
that was quite a lot. You
Okay.
did well. You gave us a lot. So it's
Okay, good. Oh, and if anyone has any questions about how to do a craft, you know, I do check the comments on the videos and on the blog, so be sure to leave a comment and feel free to ask me a question, and I'm happy to interact with you, you know, and answer your questions. Or I love ideas too, so please.
fantastic. Okay. Let's see. All right, so
I'm loving the hat.
yeah. Misty, let me ask you, compared to Halloween, like I talked about, like how I shared my crush on Halloween. I think for me, it's
Halloween crush.
My Halloween crush. I think for me, it's like it's fairly low pressure, I guess, at least in my mind. So, and it's really, it's one night, and it's about silliness and goofiness, and definitely creativity and becoming somebody else. But where does Halloween rank for you? Like, how does it rank?
I'm with you because I grew up doing musicals and stage, so I always loved costumes. I also like that Thanksgiving is so full of cooking all day and losing your mind shopping and forgetting stuff. And Christmas, you've got to shop, wrap, bake, everything. And Halloween's great because it's literally, like you said, one night, and it's just fun. So the kids have fun. There's all sorts of stuff you guys can do, and you can have fun with your husband or wife, like dressing up. It's just like the least amount of pressure of all the holidays, and it kicks off the holidays, so you're like raring to go, you're not burnt out. To me, it's my favorite. I also have a fall birthday, and my daughter has a fall birthday, so I feel like we sort of hit the jackpot there as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's the kickoff of the season, right? So it's automatically like there's built-in fun in it. So it's like you're energized. You're not burned out.
Yeah, you still got it. You're ready.
Yeah. When do you start decorating for Halloween?
Well, another reason I like Halloween is you start out September, you're back to school, you start with fall things, you've got leaves and pumpkins and that kind of thing. As you get towards Halloween, you get to add in the scary stuff, the spiders, witches, all that sort of thing. And then you get to take it all out, and you've got a turkey, and you've got Thanksgiving stuff ready to go. So basically, when you decorate for Halloween, you're kind of getting 3 months worth of decorations, whereas all the other holidays, you got like a few weeks, and that's it. So we usually start, really slow. We go to the pumpkin patch, and we'll pick up some gourds, or we'll go, when we're out Halloween costume shopping, we'll pick up a few things. And it sort of starts, I'd say, right about the beginning of October. You start to see the neighbors put up their decorations, and you're like, oh, I probably ought to get to mine. And then you're ready to go. I'd say beginning of October is usually when we get going.
Okay. Let's see. Here's a good one. So I like decorating for Halloween, but
right.
I try to keep things fairly. The kids are older now too, so it's not like I'm going quite as all out as I used to. So what are some sort of quick and simple decorations a busy parent can pull off that's not going to cost, like, not everybody loves to craft as much as like maybe I do, but it's a little Halloween.
Well, I'm all about using household items, as many of you guys are too. I think what's fun for the kids too is to see that with their imagination turn into something really neat. My son is like super delighted if he sees, we'll take like an old soup can, paint it black, put on black felt ears, turn it into a cat face. Medical tape white, you just put that around the soup can, a couple googly eyes, and you have a mummy. Paint it orange, make a pumpkin face on it. We also really like coffee filters in this house. You can make it into flowers and all that sort of thing. One neat thing for Halloween that we found is we just folded it up and put a clothespin on it and painted it black with a little bit of purple, and you had a bat, which was really cool. You could hang that anywhere you want. My husband actually liked that the best, believe it or not. I also love egg cartons. You turn those around. I actually can show you today. I did we actually took from Caroline's idea. She did a cityscape on her PBS Parents video, which I loved. And my son is a huge cars, Matchbox trucks, all that kind of thing. So he adored that craft, by the way. So
awesome! That's so great.
We just took the same idea. We did milk cartons and did houses like this.
I love that.
Oh, cool.
That is
you
so
add
great.
in a pine cone, and you have a little tree next to it. And then we took the egg carton idea, turned it upside down, painted it into tombstones with Rip. I'm not sure if you can see that on there. And little ghosts. So you put it all together. My husband and my mom are Halloween Village crazy. Like, they like those little houses you buy with the trees and all that kind of stuff. My mom's got like 4 Halloween villages around her house. So this was great because my son is young still and very active, and he'll break everything in the house if you're not careful. So this is just cardboard and egg carton, and you have him making a village, which is great. And he gets to join in on the fun and drive his cars around in it as well. So everybody's happy, which is really cool. I think I have a few other things to show you. We do this printable also, which is going to be available from PBS Parents. Just a chalkboard says Boo with the ghost on there. That you throw on your fireplace mantle. Super easy. Literally print it, cut it. You can string it or just stick it up with tape. To me, I love free printables. If you go online and look around, you'll find a ton of them for Halloween. I also did a few of these straws, just on striped straws, cupcake circles. So if you make cupcakes, stick them right in, great for class. If you've got your kids in school and you need to take a treat and you want to take something like that, those printables will also be available on PBS Parents. And yeah, I think that's it as far as what I made for you guys today. But like I said, if you go to the dollar store.
Can you show me? I think you froze up there for a minute, at least on my end. Can I see the tombstones? I would love to see the tombstones.
Yeah, I want to see the tombstones too.
Yeah.
How cute!
You know what?
That's a great idea.
It's ghosts in the graveyard. It's like you could make a little sign. I'm like, I showed my son.
So
and he was
cute.
like,
The kids could then play the game Ghost in the Graveyard.
Yeah. He
That's
does
such
like
a great
I just
idea.
text everything on him, and if he's happy, I'm like, yes, it's a score.
Totally. Oh, that's
Love
great.
it.
But we did. I think if you go to the dollar store, you grab yourself some Google Eyes, and you guys know all this, pipe cleaners, anything like that. Just have paint on hand. It's like less than $1 at your craft store. You can turn anything in your house, have the kids painting, stick googly eyes on it, electrical tape black or medical tape white to make a mummy, and you've got the kids doing something for, depending on your kids, 15 minutes to maybe 45 minutes, which is huge for us, and they get to have fun too, you know?
Gosh, 5 minutes when they're, sometimes.
Right,
You just,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Let's be
like,
realistic.
sometimes just 5 minutes, and you're like,
Right,
that is
right.
excellent. Thank you. You
Right.
know? Let me, again, I just want to remind anybody who's watching, go ahead and tweet us your questions using the hashtag HalloweenPBS. We just had one come on. We actually have a couple of questions here, and, people wanted to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on leggings for a boy for a superhero costume? Do you think they're too girly?
Are you asking me, or is this?
Anybody, yeah. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think it's up to the boy. I think it's up to the child. I mean, I think that if that's what they want to wear, then great. And look, the tights are easily rip. So, but like thicker leggings are a little more practical. Or even those pants that are knit pants you can put on. Those are great. But I think that it's up to the child. Whatever they, if they want to wear them, go for it. Yeah, I think leggings are, fine. Look, all the superhero costumes have leggings, right?
Right. I mean,
Superman's essentially wearing leggings in the movie.
Superheroes wear tights.
They wear tights. Tights are cool.
So they are. That's right. So I mean, I think it's totally fine. I'm also one of those people, like, if I'm okay with boys who dressing
Anything
up
they
and
like.
like anything. Yeah. I mean, and kids are so. I mean, they're just testing stuff out anyways at a young age and playing around, and that's kind of what Halloween's all about. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody jumping in? No? Okay. Another question we had come in. This one's for Alice. Alice,
Okay.
What is your all-time favorite food?
Oh.
For Halloween, or?
They just want to know what your all-time
favorite food. I would like to know that too.
And why
Is this my husband tweeting you? Wink, wink, because it's chocolate. Chocolate. I actually, swear to God, have several chocolate stashes in my house, and my kids think it's fun to discover one of them. And I kind of have nice chocolate in there, so that can be problematic. To be honest about food, I love all different kinds of food. I grew up in a very cultural home where we had traditional dishes, but we went to a friend's house and I got to experience a lot of different foods. So I'm typically a sweet person, a baked good person. I eat chocolate every night. That is the truth. I usually eat ice cream most nights. I'm not, only a special time in the month, the whole pint, but usually a small portion. And then I love all kinds of food. So yeah, I would have to say chocolate. I hope that's okay. I don't know. Is that a food? It's more.
Chocolate's a food.
But I've been into. I kind of feel embarrassed. I've been into gummy bears and those gummy peaches, those Haribo ones. I'm kind of.
You own that. Those are good, man.
Those are really good. And yeah, and you know, it's funny with Halloween and all the candy that is coming up. One tip I did want to share with parents is whatever Halloween candy that you don't use or your kids don't like, you can save them for the holidays, the later holidays, for like gingerbread house making. We have this great craft on Kitchen Explorers where we take graham crackers and we basically glue them to a small milk carton, and they can decorate the little graham cracker gingerbread house. So save that. In our house, we also do a buyback policy. My husband buys them back, and then I just take them from him, and then I eat it and put it in my candy drawer. And we also have a policy, and we limit candy the night that they actually bring home the candy to just a couple pieces, and then we save them throughout the rest of winter. So my favorite food is chocolate. Any kind of chocolate except bad chocolate, and there is such a thing as bad.
Let me ask this. You brought this up. How long do you guys keep that candy? Because I have been embarrassed to open up my pantry in, like, say,
Me
February,
too, Jen. I'm the same.
March even.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is there still Halloween candy in there?
Right.
We
Well,
keep
hard
ours
candy
down.
stay good forever, pretty much. It's
Yeah,
just
hard
chocolate.
candy is like forever,
That
right?
stuff is not good.
But
when it gets
chocolate,
older.
you really have
Yeah,
to watch.
bad.
Chocolate can get funky. Honestly, you know, candy doesn't last in our house. I mean, like I do. I mean, and we don't have a huge neighborhood, so you know, and my kids are still small, so they're not like loading up with the pillow sacks of candy. You know, we've got like the little teeny bags, and then so it seems like, you know, we have a lot of candy, but way less than you would imagine with four
Right.
kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Jen, I have been guilty of also stashing the candy and finding it like a year later. You know.
That's
Right.
like a
Yeah,
total
I've
spoiler.
had that, and I'm like, wow, I really need to clean these cupboards more. Now I'm like, that's
Totally.
Yeah. So I'm trying to this year. I'm trying to, you know, limit it to like a couple weeks, and then what we don't eat, you know, just pitch or do something with. So. Let me ask one more question. Do your kids, if your kids have class parties, do you bring anything? Do you participate?
I do. I do a craft usually. I'm trying to think what I did last year. If I have time, I'm not really like an overachiever in that department. I mean, I try to help as much as possible, but you know, we're all busy, and you know, but, and usually we have a lot of parents in our classes that really want to participate. So we've been fortunate in that regard. But I do try to do a craft. I don't send in food usually. I usually tell the teacher I'm happy to do a craft. And I can't remember what I did last year, pumpkins or something. I try to make it, not everybody at the kids' school celebrates Halloween, so I try to make it kind of more fall themed. That seems to be what teachers want. But yeah, what do you do, Jen? I bet you do. I mean, because your kids are a little bit older.
Yeah, now that they're older, I really actually don't do very much. They don't really have those types of things anymore. So I do
Really?
they
Yeah, they stop
like
at
their
that.
friends, so that I'm still able to like do something fun with the kids.
Yeah.
We have like a couple of their friends over usually, and like, you know, my kids actually really like crafting, so they'll, you know, they like doing that. But I wanted to thank everybody for coming today or watching and tuning in, and thank you guys so much for being here. And make sure you watch Alice's new Kitchen Explorers tomorrow, because those
I sport long hair. You don't want to
Yes.
miss it.
we don't want to miss that. Caroline's Crafts for Kids and Misty's Parties. And then you can tune in not this coming Monday, but next Monday for a new adventure in learning. And you can watch our previous one, which we just went on a shape hunt. So I wanted to also just mention, don't forget to watch Curious George Boo Fest. It airs on PBS Kids on Monday the 28th, and it re-airs on Halloween. So let me just say you can find most of this stuff you can find all of this stuff on PBS Kids. We'd love to see you over there, and we all do check the comments section. So we're happy, you know, we'd love to interact with you guys there. And for the giveaway, drum roll, we're going to post the winners' names on our Google Plus page tomorrow. So
Yay!
check in, see if you won, and thanks all for being here, and have a very happy Halloween.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.